My life. Alright. Welcome to Purple Carter channel. Well, I just be like having fun, spitting some knowledge sometimes, you know. But thank you. You can press like or subscribe. You don't gotta share because everybody don't like to share. It's fine. Anyways, today I was reading in my Federal Reserve Acts, and of course they are kind of long. I mean, you know, you go to church 30, 52 weeks out the year, so it's only 31 sections of this. Just pick one a year, I guess. One a week. Pick an act a week. Don't say you don't got time. They kind of short. Anyway, so I was going over today about money. And at first I had began discussing dang, it's not even working. I was talking about the different notes and banks. But anyway, so since it don't work, there it goes. So I was trying to look up application. The word application, what it means. Got different meanings for the word application. So if you Google application and the definition, to define it in a regular dictionary, it says the definition, it says application is putting to, placing before, preferring a request or petition to, or before a person. A putting to, placing before, preferring a request or a petition to or before a person. The act of making a request for something. A written request to have a certain quantity of land at or near a certain specified place. Biddle versus Dougal. 5 Ben PA 151. I need to look up what that means. But I'm quite sure it's referring. So, the use or deposition made of a thing, of bringing together in order to ascertain some relation or establish some connection as the application of a rule or principle to a case or fact. And insurance, the preliminary request, declaration, or statement made by a party applying for an insurance on life or against fire or purchase money. The deposition made of the funds received by a trustee on the sale of real estate held under the trust of payments, appropriation of a payment to some particular debt, or the termination to which several demands a general payment made by a debtor to his creditor shall be applied. So you can use the application for a general payment made by a debtor to his creditor. You can apply me some. I'm the creditor. They're the debtor. Anyways, so if I go over to application over here in the Federal Reserve Acts, the application for notes for Federal Reserve banks, which you guys can Google everything on your own. It's basically saying that the application for Federal Reserve banks, any Federal Reserve bank may make application to local Federal Reserve agents for such amount of the Federal Reserve notes hereby and provided for as it may require. Any Federal Reserve bank may make application to the local Federal Reserve agent for such amount of the Federal Reserve notes hereby and provided for as it may require. Such application shall be accompanied with a tender to the local Federal Reserve agent of collateral in the amount equal to the sum of the Federal Reserve notes thus applied for and issued pursuant to such application. The collateral security thus offered shall be notes, drafts, bills of exchange, or acceptances acquired under Section 10A, 10B, 13, and 13A of this Act, or bills of exchange endorsed by a member bank of any Federal Reserve District or purchased under provisions of Section 14 of this Act, or bankers' acceptances purchased under the provisions of said Section 14, or gold certificates, or special drawing right certificates, or any obligations which are direct obligations of, or are fully guaranteed as to principal and interest by the United States or any agency thereof. It just keeps going. Or assets that Federal Reserve banks may purchase or hold under Section 14 of this Act, or any other asset of Federal Reserve Bank. In no event shall such collateral security be less than the amount of the Federal Reserve notes applied for. That was so much. So basically, such applications shall be accompanied with a tender, which is the security deposit. That's what I gave. Okay. To the Federal Reserve agent of collateral in amount equal to the sum of the Federal Reserve notes. Meaning, if I give them 10 pieces of paper that says these 10 pieces of paper is worth $10, they'll give me a $10 bill. But basically, money is fake. Okay. So the collateral security thus offered shall be notes, drafts, bills of exchange, or acceptances acquired under Section 10A, B, 13, 13A of the section, or bills of exchange endorsed by a member bank of any Federal Reserve District and purchased under the provisions of Section 14 of this Act, or bankers' acceptances purchased under the provisions of said Section 14, or gold certificates, or special drawing right certificates, or any obligations which are direct obligations of, are fully guaranteed as to principal and interest by the United States or any agency thereof, or assets that Federal Reserve banks may purchase or hold under Section 14 of this Act, or any other asset of the Federal Reserve Bank. Wow. So many different collateral securities can be offered. In no such event shall such collateral security be less than the amount the Federal Reserve note applied for. The Federal Reserve agent shall each day notify the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System of all issues and withdrawals of the Federal Reserve notes to and by the Federal Reserve Bank to which he is accredited. The said Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System may at any time call upon the Federal Reserve Bank for additional security to protect the Federal Reserve notes issued to it. Collateral shall not be required for the Federal Reserve notes, which are held in vaults or are otherwise held on behalf of the Federal Reserve banks. It goes on to say that 12 U.S.C. 1412, as amended by the Acts of September 7, 1916, 39. Sorry, guys. Hello?
Nikki.
Yes, ma'am.
I was trying to look that, but what did you send it to me on? Messenger or text message?
Probably text. Everything is on YouTube.
Can you resend it to me? Because I don't see none of the stuff that you sent me, and I was trying to read it.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why everybody keeps saying it's not coming through.
Like it just all disappeared off my phone. Hey. Like everyone you sent me is not there no more.
Hey, why my phone started acting up crazy after that? Like, you sending out too much messages.
Yeah, because it's like literally I'm in there, I'm on Messenger, I'm in my messages, and the only one I got from you is about my car. Remember when you was like, your car, you not in debt, you sent me that one that your car is already paid for?
That's right.
And that was the last one that I got. And that's the only one that's on there now. All the rest of the stuff you sent me gone. And that's then I got crazy. Another video from a guy.
Manza
telling me the same thing. So I just resend me that shit so I can screenshot it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All of it that you sent it to me.
I wonder when I deleted it off my phone, did it delete out your phone? That's crazy. Okay.
That's probably what it did because I don't got nothing on there no more.
Okay. Don't forget about October 22nd. If y'all got to call off work, y'all better be here for this dang on classes, how to endorse your bills. How he's teaching you how to endorse the bills.
Okay.
All right.
Send me all the info.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. got people that want to learn, people that want to know. That makes me so happy. So, let's see what I can send her. I mainly tell everybody to go to Manza. Only because Manza is probably about the only one people don't really like. There's a lot of people on here I could tell y'all about who to follow though. She's talking about sending her everything. Girl, I don't know what I said, you. I be sending people so much knowledge and that. And then, like, the knowledge I send people, like, it, even if you don't got time to open it right then and there, when you get on the toilet, when you just bored at the doctor's office, like, click on the stuff I sent you. Because some of it you don't even got to listen to the whole thing. It don't even be that long. I don't got nothing on here I sent her. It's all on, like, for real, like she said. I don't know what I sent her. Did I send it to her on Messenger? I don't know. But, okay. So, sorry guys. Just texting my business partner, let her know I'm live. She could have been getting on her live with me, so she could spit knowledge. She's an herbalist, and she has her own ministry. But anyways, she'll be on here with me one day. But so back to the acts. So I was talking about applications, because people don't understand that the application is the deposits, and your signature and your name and your securities is the money. Like, people are so lost. The collateral security thus offered shall be notes, drafts, bills of exchange, or acceptances acquired under the section 10A, 10B, 13, or 13A of this act. See how they try to get... Now, come on, church. Let's turn to 10A, 10B, 13. Keep your fingers on all of these at the same time. 13A. Okay, now let's go to section... Okay, was I finished reading about applications? Let me just read about deposit to reduce liability for outstanding notice. Any Federal Reserve Bank may at any time reduce its liability for outstanding Federal Reserve note by depositing with the Federal Reserve agent its Federal Reserve notes, gold certificates, special drawing rights certificates, and or lawful money of the United States. Federal Reserve notes so deposited shall not be reissued except upon compliance with the conditions of an original issue. The liability of the Federal Reserve Bank with respect to its outstanding Federal Reserve notes shall be reduced by any amount paid by such bank or Secretary of Treasury under Section 4 of the Old Series Currency Adjustment Act. Yeah. That's why nobody want to read this stuff. They're like, why are we reading this? It's so stupid. Because you got to read it slow. Any Federal Reserve Bank, man, anytime reduces liability for outstanding Federal Reserve notes just by depositing with the Federal Reserve agent its Federal Reserve notes, gold certificates, special withdrawing rights certificates, or unlawful or lawful money of the United States. Wow. Federal Reserve notes so deposited shall not be reissued except upon compliance with conditions for original issue, because we need that $10,000 bill back. The liability of a Federal Reserve Bank with respect to its outstanding Federal Reserve notes shall be reduced by any amount paid by such bank of the Secretary of Treasury under Section 4 of the Old Series Currency Adjustment Act. There's so many acts I have not even heard of that I need to read. You're never going to be done with this. This is like an everyday, like, just expect for the newspaper to come every day and you have to read something. Like, okay, what we're going to read today?
I need eggs and microwave.
Oh, yeah. I do need to eat. Thank you. I would just keep going and going and going because it's the first day I can actually sit down and do some work and not have to worry about nothing else. But I do should probably worry about food. That part. I'm trying to study as much as I can before my baby wake up. She's not gonna let me do any of this. She likes to read with me though. So also it talks about custody of reserve notes, gold certificates, and lawful money. It goes to a description of that. It goes into engraving of plates, denomination and the form of plates. This is where I inquired that there's a such thing as a $10 bill. Well, there used to be a such thing as a $10 bill to like the 1940s, I think 1946 or something. $5,000 bill, $10,000 bill, and it don't cost that much. I might buy me one just to have one. My nephew told me, "Why you want to buy a $10 bill? You can't spend it." I mean, you can spend it, but I don't want to spend it. I want to spend a $10,000 bill. Who gonna give you change for it? People ain't got that much change. Got this though. They gonna laugh at you. They gonna laugh at you. Okay, but when the money dies, that's the crazy part. It says, in order to furnish suitable, I was about to read the whole thing, but in order to furnish suitable notes for circulation of Federal Reserve notes, the Secretary of the Treasury shall cause plates and dies to be engraved in the best manner to guard against counterfeits and fraudulent altercations, and shall have printed their form and numbered such quantities of such notes of the denominations of 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, and 5,000, and 10,000, as may be required to supply the Federal Reserve Bank. Such notes shall be in the form and tender as directed by the Secretary of Treasury under the provisions of this act, and shall bear the distinctive numbers of the Federal Reserve banks through which they are insured. Now, me personally, I think it should be a vote every year. Like, the money should be changed every year. We, the people, should get to have our face on the money. Vote. You could have had your face on some money. Because it's all about what the majority think, really. People don't understand. This is about majority. If the majority of the people say it's going to be 8 days in a week, we're going to have 8 days in a week. If the majority of people say it's raining outside and 2 people say it's not, what they gonna say? It's raining. So people be overthinking stuff for real. But anyways, back to applications. I think I'm done though. No, wait. No, because I did not go back to where I was talking about. There's so much good stuff on here. I don't know why nobody don't want to come over here and read this stuff. I just read so many acts before I got even on live. So they got tax on national notes not secured by United States bonds. Ooh, let me see. I'm just be so excited about this. I was trying to see, what did they have on bonds? Bond. James Bond. So it says here, bonds. Application to sell bonds secure in circulation. After 2 years from the passage of this act, at any time during a period of 2 years thereafter, any member bank desiring to retire the whole or any part of its circulating notes may file with the Treasury of the United States an application to sell for it to discount at par or accrued interest United States bonds securing circulation to be retired. I want examples of bond papers because yes, it's fun. I'm looking at the group chats. Somebody got denied. We like getting denied now. We like getting bills now. Because when you get denied, that just means that you did not get denied. That means that you have to try harder and reinforce what you told them that you wanted. Don't keep letting people tell you can't have what you want in life. You can have anything that God told you. drafted about 3 more people. Just came back from school. All right, let me get off here. I had to go to school. Yeah, I wish. All right, so anyways, they always tell you, like, if you get in these groups, they just want to hear about money, not money, but like work, read. I be trying to multitask. They talking about anybody got good news. I say, yeah, I got good news. I'm over here winning hearts and souls. I'll have the master class on record. Actually, I'll be doing a 9-hour video, so y'all get to get your pens out. Wow, how did you do that? Where you post? All right, so let me get off here. So I got a couple of Telegram groups I'm in. No, they got lawyers and stuff in there. Give you advice. Give you encouragement. Tell you to read certain sections about, let's just say, creditors and things like that. We go over what they say in court. We go over our life problems. We go over jokes.
They never have jurisdiction. But the whole thing about it, it's intimidation. And when you're intimidated, you just give over anything. But you gotta ask them questions. How is it that you get a contract sent to you? You don't understand commerce. So they're putting your name on commercial paper. Commercial paper, commerce, they correlate with each other. But you gotta understand what business is. If somebody send you a presentment, if somebody's asking you for money, why you're not asking them who they are? Get them to verify who they are. That's what all this is about.
Damn, I signed myself up for failure with the bankruptcy.
Then maybe we can talk about the contract, the business. If we can't get past that part, then we can't talk about no business. That's what all this is about. So first, iron out those details, and then we can go past that. If they can't go past that, then that means you're hiding something. If you're hiding something now, I'm about to create a counterclaim. So if you already have your SPC paperwork and all that stuff done, obviously what that did was it created a notice, and it made people or the public know that you are operating as a creditor, a private bank. But now guess what happens? These people been in bankruptcy since 1933. So it tells you in there that when you're a secure party, and you create a proof of claim, that's against the debtor, because the debtor is bankrupt. So get it together, man. Just put these people on notice. Do your shit the right way. Compile all your evidence. This ain't about an unlimited account, man. It's about that you have unlimited resources and remedies in order to get them to act according to what the law is. You have to enforce the law. If you saying you sovereign, you got to know the law. If you don't know the law, then you didn't create the law. Sovereign creates law. sovereign and self-governing. So understand that, and then now you can get remedy. Now you can enforce these people to, especially who's supposed to send the credits, which is the Treasury. So at that point, once you understand how to lien, once you understand how to create a claim the correct way, now you have a claim to funds, and they can't dispute that. So leave them no choice, man. Leave them no way out in order to get what you want, which is your remedy, what you're seeking. You gotta put them in a position where they can't that they can't get out of. That the evidence is that compelling. When you create a negotiable instrument, when you create a claim, any type of lawsuit, when you're trying to enforce any rights, what you're doing is you're creating a claim saying that these things are true. Anytime you create an affidavit, what you're doing is creating a counterclaim. They created a claim, but you're creating a counterclaim. They saying that you owe this or you owe, all right, well, I'm going to send you an affidavit and I'm going to ask you to verify who you are. In the event that you cannot verify who you are, my counterclaim becomes the new contract. Understand that.
I keep telling people this is not about not paying bills. I feel like I'm making way for the next generation once I get going and the marathon continues. So yeah, this is not about just not paying no bills. This is about understanding. Oh, hold on one second. Oh gosh, hold on. Come here. That was rude, but anyways. Okay, hold on. Let me wrap up this live right quick. So, I was just trying to teach these people about applications. And I wanted to tell them how to purchase bonds and stuff. So, let's see how to purchase bonds. The treasurer shall, at the end of each quarterly period, furnish the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System with a list of such applications. And the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System may, in its discretion, require the Federal Reserve banks to purchase such bonds from the banks whose applications have been filed with the Treasurer at least 10 days before the end of any quarterly period at which Board Governors of the Federal Reserve System may direct the purchase to be made, provided the Federal Reserve Bank shall not be permitted to purchase an amount to exceed 25 million of such bonds in any 1 year. It's not even no money here. And which shall include bonds acquired under Section 4 of this Act by the Federal Reserve Bank, formerly 12 U.S.C. 442, but since 1994 omitted from the U.S. Code as obsolete, part of the original Federal Reserve Act, not amended. God bless you. So also I wanted to go into, okay, then it goes to the allotment of bonds purchased, but then it goes to the transfer of payment. Upon notice, bless you, baby. Upon notice from the treasurer, you need your socks on. Upon notice from the treasurer of the amount of bonds so sold for its account, each member bank shall duly assign and transfer in writing such bonds to the Federal Reserve Bank purchasing the same, and such Federal Reserve Bank shall thereupon deposit lawful money with the Treasurer of the United States for the purchase price of such bonds. Oh gosh, let's read it again because I didn't even finish. Upon notice from the Treasurer of the amount of bonds so sold for its account, each member bank shall duly assign and transfer. See this? So that's how you do a payment. You transfer it in writing. They transfer in writing.
No.
It don't say with money. It say in writing. Such bonds to the Federal Reserve Bank purchasing the same and such Federal Reserve Bank shall thereupon deposit lawful money with the Treasurer of the United States for the purchase price of such bonds, and the Treasurer shall pay to the member bank selling such bonds any balance due after deducting a sufficient sum to redeem its outstanding notes secured by such bonds, which notes shall be canceled and permanently retired when redeemed. Formerly 12 U.S.C. 443, but since 1994, omitted from the U.S. Code as obsolete, part of the original Federal Reserve Act not amended. Federal Reserve notes. Federal Reserve banks purchasing such bonds shall be permitted to take out an amount of circulating notes equal to the par value of such bonds. So we only get that money don't even mean nothing if we don't got bonds to back it up. So you guys out here getting money, y'all need to be buying bonds. Because y'all really got bonds already in your house. The marriage licenses, the titles. Okay, I'm trying to see if it's anything about bond paper. Let me look it up. Let me see. I don't went off subject. Oh, you didn't I feed you already? Oh, I didn't feed them yet. Oh, everybody's hungry.
Bow. Bow.
Mo want to eat. He ain't trying to hear nothing we talking about. He like, let me get some food. Okay, so I was trying to figure out what bond paper. There we go. Definition for that. They ain't gonna tell me that. I could study all day. Bond paper is a noun. It's a durable paper only used for documents. Look at that. Look at that. Bond paper is a durable paper that is suitable for electronic printing and use in office machines, including copiers and network and desktop printers. People typically use it for letterhead, stationery business. What are you doing? People typically use it for letterhead, stationery, business forms, and other variety of documents produced with inkjet. Okay, I have to go. Everybody's hungry. All right, so if you guys want to continue this, go to the Federal Reserve page and look up all the acts, and look up all the words, and you'll see that this is pretty much Federal Reserve Church is never going to end. It's always something to learn. You're always going to be looking up something, unless you don't care about nothing. Some people don't care. There's multiple Federal Reserve Acts and different information on here. You also may want to go to the Bill of Rights. I'll probably do the Bill of Rights next. I just be wanting to keep going and going and going. Bro, why do y'all want to eat? Eating is not good right now. We need to eat this food right here on the screen. Y'all want to eat food. I ain't got time for no food. Who want to eat food? You? You need to eat tissue. For your nose. Okay. Anyway, so one day I'm going to read y'all the amendments. 10 amendments. They're not even that long. Look at that. The Bill of Rights. It teaches you how to pay your bills.
No.
Preamble to the Bill of Rights. I don't think I read.
No, that's...
No person, amendment number 5, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment of indictment or grand jury, except in cases arising in the land of naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be put in jeopardy twice of the same life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be witnessed against himself, nor be deprived of liberty, property. How do they be coming out with some of this stuff? I just want to know who sat down and was like, oh, let's come out with this. We should say this. We should say that. Why we can't sit down and do the same thing? How did they make this irrevocable? How come all of this stuff that they created is irrevocable and they kidnapped people and took over land? I'm just not understanding this. So what if we kidnapped y'all and took over y'all land and then made a new constitution?
No.
So retarded. Anyways, let's see. I wish I was John Adams. He was the vice president of the United States. We also have to address John Beckley, who was the clerk of House of Representatives, and Sam A. Otis, who was the secretary of the Senate back in 1789. Listening to people from so many years ago. I don't even know what's gonna be like 300 years from now. So why would I want to make a document telling my grandkids 300 years you're gonna be doing this and I want you to do this? I think I'm gonna make my trust more like more family oriented, about morals and ethics and values and things. Maybe about where I think my religion would come from or something like that, what I believe in. I don't think it should be about, oh, you should do this and you shouldn't do that, because I don't know what you might want to do in the future. No.
No.
We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if people have to wear glasses? It's gonna be a law. If you go outside without your sunglasses on, and we don't know. It might be a law for anything stupid. Anyways, I'm gonna get up out of here because everybody's hungry. We got freedom of religion, speech, and the press, the right to bear arms, the housing of soldiers, protection of unreasonable searches and seizures, which is mean they should not be coming in y'all house taking y'all kids, protection of rights of life, liberty of property, rights of accused persons in criminal cases, rights of civil cases, excessive bail, fines, and punishments are forbidden, other rights kept by people, and undelegated powers kept by the states of the people. But yeah, I can go on and on and on. I need to write my letters, studying some more. But I pretty much got it. Like, I looked up all my landlord-tenant laws, and they pretty much say that we're not supposed to pay rent. Security deposit is supposed to be put into an interest-bearing account, and it also says that the landlord should have accepted my application and my security deposit as payment for this contract, and that should pay for the entire year. So that's his fault. But he does not read his laws. And when I become a landlord, I'm going to be a good one. I always do something too. I'm like, why landlords can get off a month free rent or something? Like, I used to have this one landlord who used to give out a month free rent, and I'm like, it's something too. You're supposed to be able to afford that. Why? You can't be just living off of your tenants' rent. That should be going to an interest-bearing account. You should be living off the revenue. I knew, but I didn't think about it like it should be going back to the person. Okay. What they talking about in here? I'm talking about blank collections. In the case of City versus Bill, the checks in controversy were marked for deposit and deposited a quarter of an hour before the bank closed for the day, and the next day it was declared insolvent. There was no expense, understanding that the check should or should not be credited to the city immediately on deposit, but they were always so credited on to the pass book at the same time of the deposit. The treasurer did not know whether the book of the bank was balanced after the close of the business day. The treasurer did not know whether the books of the bank were balanced after the close of business on each day, and the credit given on the books in the bank for checks deposited on that day, but he did know the amount. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, this that group right here. I don't believe that they deserve a damn debt by area. I've never seen this before today. Be careful when dealing with interest. They have spiritual consequences. Arbitration is kind of rigged. Use it as fuel for your court case. You got this. Yeah. When you go into this stuff, you got to take your spirits with you. Yeah, she was also biased. That's why I'm requesting the transcript again. She let them present new evidence by showing the original document in the hearing when they were supposed to submit it that on Monday. Dan told me I need to represent all of the evidence I have because she won't admit it on the record if I don't, and it won't apply. Then later they present their evidence and don't include all the documents she admits it on record. Then for them, even though they don't argue it. Another acts by the jury discretion, right? And then it's required and certified. And you can't be letting people do you right. These magistrates will get over on you. You gotta learn about court processes. Gotta learn how to talk about how to speak in court. That's what I'm trying to do now. No luck. I think you are better off tracking down the bond and getting the amount with the card and going back. Make sure you guys ask for those passports. They will prove a deposit of the note was made on credit. Passbooks. Fear is not a factor. Screw the car. Get the money and go buy yourself a car. Cash in after you enforce the rights. They took my mom's car. I'm working on a suit right now. Best I ever seen. My suit in law court to pay those loss of property. Dang, my nephew is coming through today. I gotta get him. Okay, let me get off of here. I have not ate today.
Oh, yeah. Now, when do you ever get up there like that?
Okay, let me get off here.